than you. There's nothing better than you. Hello, podcasters and Breakthrough fans. This is your friendly neighborhood Catherine Medine, singer of Breakthrough. This is weird because there are people that keep going by in their cars and staring at me, but this is the only spare time I have. My favorite part from tour this year, I can't actually pinpoint one favorite part. There's so many aspects to tour that all kind of blend into three different big parts of it for me, and those three parts are being able to go out and do ministry, watching other people do ministry, and then learning from the other bands. I'll start with the bands. One of the big things for me this year on tour, working with the other bands, was emceeing in between everybody. Last year was kind of my get to know how to operate with a whole bunch of other people who bring in all of their different quirks, I guess would be the only word to describe it. They bring in all their different quirks and opinions and things. Last year was really my year for learning about that. This year I was learning how to be more outgoing. A lot of the time you kind of run out of things to say in between bands and end up just telling stories about yourself or creating games off the top of your mind. Another great part of emceeing in between was that I got to MC with none other than Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas is a singer-songwriter, and our humor is very, very different. The way that we both operate is very, very different. So learning on the fly, especially to mix yourself with somebody who operates that far off of how you do, how to say things on the fly and come up with things to do on the fly, with somebody who's completely different was another humility experience. When it came to ministry and being able to go out and do that stuff, you realize when you're just really far away from home and you see all of those hurting people, that those hurting people aren't necessarily confined to those states, not where you live. Sorry, there was a bee. We go into somewhere like Colorado Springs was a big one. Going to a place that has a lot of homeless people, a lot of drug addicts, a lot of alcoholics, a lot of people who've been abused, a lot of people who have done abusing. You just think, this is so weird to be in the middle of all of this, but really back at home it's not any different. You just don't realize it because you're so used to running your daily life through college and seeing all those same kids. Just walking through the town, seeing the people that you've seen there, same people you've seen there for years, but you just haven't opened yourself up to the possibility that they're hurting just as much as any of the homeless people in Colorado Springs are. You'd go into places where everybody there seems completely fine, into states or cities where everybody there just seems like they're all put together, but you know that God sent you there for a reason, and eventually as you let go of your own pride and your own wanting to be comfortable and not go out and talk to people, when you let go of that, you realize in the middle of talking to these people, they've gone through way more than, first of all, you've ever been through, and second, way more than you think that anybody should really be able to handle. I know I met girls out there who were still in high school and were going to have a baby, and the father was abusive or was on drugs. There was one family specifically where they had this little boy, adorable little boy. I believe his name was either Hezekiah or Zephaniah. The mom, the dad, and the baby were walking through Walmart, and somebody had stopped to talk to them. I just happened to pass by at the end of the conversation. There they all are talking to us like normal people, and all of a sudden the dad out of nowhere says, "You know what, I wouldn't usually tell people this, but I'm gonna go smoke pot right now." And you just kind of see the mom, she took it like it was a normal day, everyday occurrence, and you know the kind of environment that little kid's going to grow up in, and you just feel like, what have I done to help people like this back where I live, not just out on tour, not just for a month out of the year. What have I done back at home to help people? Because I know definitely around my town and around the surrounding areas, even where I go to school, there are a lot of drug abusers and a lot of families that suffer from those kinds of things. So going out and doing ministry was more of an enlightening experience as to what I should be doing during my daily life. And that's what tour has really been teaching me this last 2 years, something I already knew, but really pounding it back into my heart.